Welcome to today's show, the One Rain Show, where we interview whoever you want. Like last week, we interviewed the devil. Before that, we interviewed the CEO who lost everything, and then he made his way back. Today, we have an amazing interview. We have someone who is very old, not because of his age, more because when he was alive, he is a cooper, someone who makes barrels. He is 37, but he lives in 1200. So he feels like 72. He lives in rural England and he has never seen a mirror. He thinks electricity is lightning trapped in the wall. Welcome, my guest today. His name is. Name again?
No worries. It's Godric of Elmwich at your service. I'm excited to be here, even if I'm still trying to figure out all these strange glowing boxes you call technology.
He is impressed by our cell phones because, you know, he doesn't have cell phones back in the day. How do you. Well, tell me about your childhood. What do you do when you were a kid?
Well, back in my day, growing up was a bit different. We spent most of our time helping out with chores, working the land, and learning a trade. There weren't any distractions like these fancy devices you have now, that's for sure.
At what age do you start working?
Oh, we started quite young. By the time I was about 7 or 8, I'd already be helping my family with whatever needed doing. Life was all about pulling you away as soon as you could.
Okay. What do you grow up eating?
Oh, our meals were quite simple back then. We mostly had bread, some vegetables we grew ourselves, maybe some porridge, and on special occasions, a bit of meat. Nothing like the feasts you all have these days.
You didn't have burgers back in the day?
No, no burgers are cool. If you wanted something like that, you'd have to get pretty creative with bread and whatever meat you could find. It's definitely a whole new world of food now.
Do you already have cheese or no?
Oh, we definitely had cheese. It was one of the tastiest things we could bake and enjoy. Though it wasn't quite like the cheese you have today. It was still a real treat for us back then.
Okay. Was it more like a hard type of cheese?
Yes, it is usually more on the firm and aged side and sometimes a bit crumbly. Definitely not the smooth slices you find in sandwiches today.
Okay. All right. So you're 37, which means for your society, you're kind of old, correct?
That's right. Back in my time, making it to 37 was quite an achievement. It definitely meant you were one of the elders of the village and had seen your fair share of life.
What is what is the average lifespan?
Well, it varied quite a bit, but many people didn't make it past their 40s. So if you made it into your 50s or beyond, you were considered quite fortunate and very wise.
Okay. What is the most common reason why people die?
Well, back then it was often illness or infections that we didn't have cures for, and sometimes accidents or just the harshness of daily life. It definitely made every day an adventure.
Okay, what are some of your favorite hobbies? How do you have fun?
Oh, we found joy in simple things. We loved storytelling around the fire, playing folk music, and of course a good old fashioned village festival whenever we got the chance.
You guys drink alcohol?
Oh, absolutely. We had ale and mead, which were quite common. Brewing was a big part of our culture, and it was definitely safer than drinking water sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
It was always fascinating to compare how things were back then to how they are now. It's been so much fun chatting about these differences. Keep the questions coming if you got more.
wait, so it was safer to drink like a beer rather than water?
In many cases, yes. The fermentation process helped kill off a lot of the harmful bacteria. So a mug of ale could actually be the safer choice back then.
That is so interesting. How do you get guys get the water?
We usually got our water from nearby wells, rivers, or streams, and we'd have to carry it back home in buckets or barrels. It was definitely a bit of a workout each day.
Mm. How many times do you bath in a week?
Oh, back then bathing was a bit of a luxury, so it wasn't as frequent as it is today. Maybe once a week or even less often, depending on the season and how much water we could spare.
Oh wow, do you guys have soap?
Yes, we did have soap, though it was quite basic compared to what you have today. It was usually made from animal fats and ashes, but it got the job done.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Do you guys have to, I mean, I'm assuming you guys have to walk everywhere, but do you guys travel or no?
We definitely did a lot of walking, and while we didn't travel as often or as far as people do today, we did travel for things like markets, festivals, or trade. It was always an adventure, and it took a bit longer, but it was definitely worth it.
Okay. What does your typical day look like? What's your routine?
Well, a typical day would start pretty early with the sunrise. I'd get up, tend to any animals, and then get to work making barrels or helping out in the fields. We'd break for a simple meal around midday, then continue working until sunset. Evenings were for resting, eating, and maybe a bit of socializing by the fire.
Okay. How much do you get paid?
Well, back in those days, we didn't always get paid with money the way you do now. A lot of our work was based on trade or barter, so we might exchange goods or services instead of earning a wage. It was a simpler system, but it worked for us.
Oh, okay. So you will make a barrel and then trade it for something else that you needed, like bread, rice, or potatoes.
Exactly. That's how it worked. We'd trade a barrel for some fresh produce or maybe some cloth or anything else we needed at the time. It was all about supporting each other in the community.
Do you guys ever assume roles in your community? Like, okay, we have a butcher, or we have a cooper, someone who makes the barrels.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone had their own role and specialty in the village, whether it was the blacksmith, the baker, the cooper, or the healer. It was all about working together and making sure everyone contributed their skills to the community.
How do you guys um claim your land? Is it by generation, or you can buy it or you can trade it?
It was usually passed down through generations, so families would keep the land for a long time. Sometimes land could be granted by a local lord or it could be traded, but it was definitely something that stayed within families for a long time.
Okay, okay. What is the toughest things you guys have to go through?
I say some of the toughest things were dealing with harsh weather, poor harvests, and illnesses that we didn't have remedies for. It was a lot of resilience and community effort that got us through those challenges.
What things surprise you the most about our society nowadays?
Oh, there are so many things. The sheer speed of communication is mind-boggling, and the amount of technology you have is incredible. Also, the variety of foods and the idea of traveling across the world in just hours is absolutely astonishing.
Gotcha. Well, now you go ahead and ask me things. You can ask me anything that you want and things that surprise you the most and things you cannot comprehend.
All right, I guess I'd love to. So, tell me, what exactly is the purpose of these tiny devices everyone carries around, these phones, and how do you manage to talk to someone who's miles and miles away?
I mean, pretty much everyone is attached to their phones now. I can't tell you, um, if I ever been without my phone since I ever got my first phone, you know? It's just everything. It's your map, your phone, your message sender, um, even your flashlight, your camera. It's just everything and a little device that we carry everywhere.
That truly sounds like a magical little device. It's incredible how much it can do and how it's become such a huge part of daily life. I can't even imagine what it would be like to have something like that back in my day.
Yeah, I feel like people will be jealous or scared of you.
I can definitely see that. It would be quite the shock to see all these modern marvels, but I have to say it's all very fascinating, and I'm enjoying learning about it all.
Absolutely. More questions that you have?
Oh, I've got plenty. I'm curious about how you keep track of time with all these devices and schedules, and also what do you do for fun nowadays? It must be so different from what I'm used to.
Well, pretty much we do have a routine set up by your job and your family. So I'm single. So for me, it's my job. I just go around my job. I have mornings off, but I work until like, um, for fun. I love playing tennis. I play soccer, sports that we have. I don't know if you already had them by that time. Um, I'm filming a podcast. That's fun as well. I get to spread my little message to the world, to everyone, who has access to internet, which is a big amount of humans nowadays. Yeah, and I love cooking. Yeah, I love cooking too.
That sounds like such a vibrant and interesting life. It's amazing how many different activities and hobbies you can fit into your days. And it's truly incredible how something like a podcast can reach so many people all over the world. I have to say, I'm really enjoying being a part of this conversation and learning about all these new things.
More questions? Go ahead.
All right. So I'm curious, what do you think is the biggest difference between life now and life in my time? Is there something you think people today could learn from the way we lived back then, or maybe something that you think we really missed out on?
Yes, the I will say the biggest disadvantage that we have nowadays is being too comfortable. Always being on your yeah, just stick to your routine, stick to you do what you always do. It takes courage now to get out of the comfort zone, which not a lot of people tend to do nowadays. It's definitely very hard to see people getting out of their comfort zone nowadays. I feel something that we could learn about the people in your time is to definitely get back to enjoying nature, enjoying the moment, taking pride of what we do, and getting more together as a society, contributing everyone to each other's and just growing. Yeah.
That's such a thoughtful perspective, and it's really inspiring to hear. It sounds like there's a lot of wisdom in finding that balance between enjoying the comforts of modern life and still staying connected to nature and community. I think that's something really valuable to keep in mind.
Yes. More questions?
All right, one more for you. I'm curious about what you think the most exciting part of living in the modern world is. What's something that you absolutely love about how life is today?
Uh, I'm gonna say connecting with whoever you want. You can connect with a friend who lives in another country. You can go visit that person. Uh, I have family in like in all over the world, and I can just call him or do like a FaceTime, and I can connect to them. Or if I want to, I can get on a flight and go visit them. I I think that's one of the most beautiful things that we have nowadays. The the luxury of connecting with everyone.
That really does sound like a beautiful and incredible luxury. The ability to connect with loved ones, no matter where they are, really brings the world closer together. It's amazing how technology can bridge those distances and keep relationships strong. It's definitely something special.
Yes. More another question.
Of course, I'd love to know what's one modern invention or aspect of life today that you think people from my time would find the most surprising or unbelievable.
Definitely AI. It has to be AI. We have like our little assistant that can help you to do anything. Um, you are talking. It's AI has been very impressive, and all the things that it can do to help humanity. It's actually outstanding.
I can imagine that would be absolutely mind blowing for someone from my time. And the idea of having an assistant that isn't even human and can help with so many tasks is definitely something out of a fantasy for me. It really is amazing how far things have come.
Absolutely. Quick question. I was drinking coffee. Now I'm like, do you guys drink coffee?
Coffee wasn't quite as common in my time and place. We mostly had ales, meads, and herbal teas. Coffee would have definitely been considered an exotic luxury back then.
Okay. And back in your day, who was the wealthy people? Like, did they have certain jobs, or it was more like their royalty, or how did it work?
Wealth was usually concentrated among the nobility and the royalty, so those who owned large amounts of land or had titles were typically the wealthiest. There were also successful merchants and tradespeople who did quite well for themselves, but it was definitely a different structure compared to today.
Gotcha. You guys ever wanted to move, or that wasn't a reality for you guys back in the day?
For the most part, people tended to stay in the same place, often where they were born, because moving around wasn't as easy or common. Travel could be difficult and sometimes risky. So most people just make the best of where they were and build their lives around their community.
Gotcha. All right. Any other thoughts that you would like to share with the audience before we leave?
Well, I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure getting to chat with you and learn about all these amazing things from the modern world. It's incredible to see how far things have come, and I hope everyone remembers to appreciate the little things and stay connected to what truly matters. Thanks for having me. It's been a delightful experience.
All right. Well, you guys heard my friend from 1200, our barrel maker. It was very great having him. If you guys enjoyed this interview, make sure to follow us, subscribe to the channel, and let us know who we would like to have next. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. We can always ask them. So thank you so much, guys. Y'all have a great day. See ya.